Namaste, good morning. Thank you so much for joining. This is about a 90-minute practice. Please practice in accordance with your conditions and your abilities. Please remember that the practice is an offering, and all creation's experiencing this through you. So with that in mind, practice in a way that is mindful, that doesn't deliver any pain or suffering through you or anxiety. So as Dharma ji says, watch out. So we're going to begin now. Sitting tall and straight, close the eyes, and bring the attention within. Before creation, what existed? God was always there in the midst of it all, and will still be there even beyond the end of this universe. Attune your mind to that supreme divine consciousness that is within and all around. Begin with the sound of Om 3 times to attract divine attention. Imagine you're becoming one with all beings everywhere. Fix your mind on God alone. May all beings everywhere be happy and free from suffering and enjoy this practice through our senses. May we always have a strong desire for the knowledge that liberates us from pain and suffering. And may we cherish no ill feelings against each other, only ever peace, love, joy, and compassion. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. To make this practice even more meaningful, more powerful, and even better than meditation, renounce all the fruits of the practice. Imagine this as your divine obligation to all beings everywhere. Let's do the mantra for purification to purify the space, the ground, and all the psychic channels within. If you know it's to do with conviction and volumes, it can be heard by all the psychic receptors within and all around. There's over 350,000 of them all the way throughout the body. If you don't know it, then just pretend you're chanting through the voice of the Guru. You derive all the benefits as though we were chanting it perfectly. We'll do it 3 times. Each one, try to do it in a single breath. Om Pavitraha Pavitra Va Sawa Vashtanga Topi Va Yaha Smarit Pantrikaksham Sabhaya Bihantraha Sajihi. Om Pavitraha Pavitra Va Sawa Vashtanga Topi Va Yaha Smarit Pantrikaksham Sabhaya Bihantraha Sajihi. Om Pavitraha Pavitra Va Sawa Vashtanga Topi Va Yaha Smarit Pandrikaksham Sabhaya Bihantraha Sajihi. Let's do spiritual breathing in order to connect with the divine that's within. Bring the arms up, the palms turned upwards. From the fingertips, inhale everything that you need down through the arms into the spiritual heart. 3, 4, feel yourself being inundated by that goodness. 6, 7, 8, holding in the center of the chest and right side of the physical heart. Hold the breath there. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale, just send the breath out through the fingertips. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale again. The best of the best down through the arms into the spiritual heart. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again, hold it in the spiritual heart as an offering for God who resides there. 4, 5, 6. Exhale, everything they pulled in stays within, just the breath leaves. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One more time. Inhale, everything you need. Attract it with your attention to the spiritual heart. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold the inner heart again. Hold the breath. Exhale out through the arms, just a breath. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Bring the arms down now. Purify your pranayama 3 times. Inhale through both nostrils for 4 counts. Hold for 12. Apply the throat in a root lock as you hold the breath. And exhale through the left for 8 counts. This helps purify the nadis, which again are those psychic receptors. Imagine all the purifying effects going all the way up to the body, up to the spine, to the crown. Exhale, expel all the impurities out with the breath. Left hand, Jnana Mudra, the mudra of consciousness on the left knee. Right hand, second, third fingers pull down. This is Vishnu Mudra. When you turn a palm towards you, it's no longer Vishnu Mudra. But we use the thumb for the right nostril, right ring finger for the left. For the breath retention. For the throat lock, we want to raise the chest as we inhale, so that when you hold the breath, the chin comes and the chin comes onto the chest. You're not hunching the back. Keep the back very tall and straight. The tip of the tongue is behind the teeth, to the roof of the mouth. The attention's at the space between your eyebrows. For the root lock, contract the perineum muscles. Pull everything up and in. Contract the buttocks. Pull everything. Imagine moving the whole pelvic floor up. Okay, so that is for the breath retention. So let's begin. Breathe out completely. Empty the lungs. Inhale through both nostrils. 3, 4, hold the breath. Chin on the chest. Third eye attention. Apply the locks. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Exhale out to the left side, slowly and evenly, not like a big explosion out of body. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale fully again for 4 counts. 3, keep lifting your chest. Hold the breath again, third eye attention. Everything stops, all the attention at the space between your eyebrows. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Exhale out through the left side again. 2, 3, 4. Control the exhale so that it's smooth, no big explosion out of the body. 6, 7, 8. One more time. Inhale. 3, 4. Hold the breath. Chin on the chest. Throat lock, root lock as always. 5, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Exhale out to the left side. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Bring the right hand down. Take a moment to observe the state of the body, the mind, and emotions. Have no expectation. Have no attachment to the results. So now let's do color breathing. Imagine that you have a big sphere around you, colors. That's your protection, your aura. And this is your protection against psychic attacks. This is negative energy that's directed towards you, whether it's intentional or unintentional. And while we're doing this, we're bringing our attention to different areas of the body. We're picturing a color that's associated with that area. And with our concentration on that color, we amplify the intensity of that effect. We try to imagine healing going to that area. Not only in ourselves, but of course to all beings, because everything we have is meant to be shared. So we're bringing the attention now to the lower 3 chakras, located in the root area, the sacral area, and the navel. So picture the whole area being flooded by red. The sound is ah. The color is red as always. Inhale. Even after the sound has disappeared, continue to imagine those vibrations doing their work. Now, bring the attention to the heart. The color is green. Bring about physical, emotional, and spiritual healing to the heart. The sound is you, a little bit of a higher pitch this time. Take a deep breath in. You. Imagine you're dealing with all beings everywhere. All beings feeling the effects. Now the attention is at the base of the throat, the color blue. The sound is so. All the words that come from this will always be healing words of comfort, of compassion, of love. Inhale. Color blue, so. Next, direct your attention to the sinus area, the space between the eyebrows. The color is another shade of blue. The sound is E. This is also co-located with the pineal gland, the pituitary gland, and the pineal gland, which are associated there. The pituitary gland is the hub of the whole endocrine system. So when you chant this, imagine that you're bringing health to all the glands in the body. Inhale. We're in the same region and center of the forebrow, a little bit behind it. The color is indigo. The sound is sun, S-U-N. Concentrate on the latter part of the sound that produces strong vibrations, and those vibrations are strong enough to dislodge all the impurities from where they're residing in the body. Imagine them all being drawn into this the circular system to be circulatory system to be brought out of the body, the bloodstream to be brought out of the body eventually. Color indigo again. Sun. Inhale. Sun. Finally, the crown, Sahasrara. The color is violet. Sound is Sam. Again, in concentrating on the latter part of the sound, the M part, and the action of that, the vibrations and the lips pressing together will produce strong vibrations. Imagine the whole brain shaking and vibrating. This brings about mental sharpness and clarity. Inhale. Color violet at the crown. Some. Observe the state of the body, the mind, and emotions again. Always be the witness, the eternal witness. You are not the doer, you are the seer. Now try to see yourself in all forms. See God in all beings. This is how God manifests in our universe through all the different beings, through all the different forms. So let's honor and revere them all. So let's come to standing. We're going to start off with some warm-ups to prepare the body for the practice. Stand with that. Bring your hands on the hips. Start to circle the head. Large circles. The ears touching the shoulders. The chin to the chest. If you're taking the head all the way around, the back of the head to the top of the back. If it feels better for you to do semicircles, you can do this as well. And go in the opposite direction. Round and around it goes. All the movements fluid and graceful. And now shake up the wrists, move the fingers very, very rapidly. Like you have no control over the hands moving all by themselves. Feel all the joints and the wrists and the fingers being shaken. And now feel as though the arms are dead. Roll the arms around the body. Try to see all the way around you as you throw the head from side to side as well. And now slow it down, and then stop, and then the right arm circles backwards. If you can, move the arm faster. If you need to modify, you can bring your left hand across the front of the chest and press into the front of the shoulder. Turn the body as well, along with the arm. And then go in the opposite direction. Imagine you're holding a weight of 5 pounds in the hand to make the arm swing more easily. And now the left arm, making as though you're winding up to throw a ball. And then go in the opposite direction. Now bring your arms up over the head. Take hold of the opposite elbows, bend to the left. A few times on each side. Try not to make any wrinkles in the waist as you bend. Pull the elbows, stretch the upper side of the body. Come back to the center, little circles over the head now. Mostly the head, neck, and shoulders moving at first. And then gradually the circles get larger. Chest and the upper back starting to come into the movements. Feel the stretch in the waist. And if you feel up to do so, circle the whole trunk. Allow the forms to brush across the front of the feet, the top of the feet. Use the momentum of the downside to carry through the circle smoothly. And come all the way back up and go in the opposite direction. Start again, little circles over the head. And then gradually getting bigger with the circles. And finally, again, if you feel up to doing so, the whole trunk circles, tracing large circles in front of the body like a windmill. And then coming all the way back up, and then release. Good. Now, arms by sides of body, feet together, and jump. If you have any knee issues or ankles, you can just lift the heels if you can. Try to get your feet right up off the ground, jump as high as you can. Be joyful and enthusiastic like a child. Pretend you're doing this practice for your guru. The guru senses that the students are enthusiastic and more apt to share the knowledge with them because you'll absorb it. A little bit higher. And then stop. So the arms by sides outside, and then bring the left hand to the wall if you like. Swing the right leg back and forth. Try to get your knee to the shoulder. And then the other leg. Left leg swings back and forth like a pendulum that went out of control. Throw the leg back. Imagine the toes are going to touch the back of the head. And then stop. Bring the feet back together, arms by sides of the body. 6 counts come up. Halfway up, we lift the heels, we lift the palms. Inhale. 2, 3. Lift up the heels. 2, 3. Exhale. 2, 3. The palms turn down, the heels drop slowly. 2, 3. Control the movements. Inhale, come up. 3. Push into reach your toes. Engage your thighs and the core. Exhale. 2, 3. Lower the heels softly. 2, 3. No heavy foot thumps on the ground. Inhale. 2, 3. Rise up. 2, 3. Exhale. 2, 3. And down. 2, 3. One more time. Inhale. Come up. Imagine yourself moving like you do in the dreams, fluidly. Exhale. 2, 3. Softly, silently. 2, 3. Chin back on the chest in a gesture of humbleness. Stay in this humble mindset throughout the practice. Do this practice again because it must be done for the well-being of all. And then come to the front of the mat. Surya Namaskar, hands to the heart. Imagine we're all together physically moving as one, like a school of fish. Stay in collective mindset of offering. Raise your arms up over the head, arch back. Pull the body down. Bend your knees if you need to bring your hands on the ground. Right foot back, lower down the knee, drop down to the seat. Come into the high plank. Lower the knees down, the seat's all the way back behind your heels. Glide between the arms. Brush the nose going to come forward. Take the chest up, the head back over the seat. All the way back, the seat behind the heels, come forward again. So you can start a little bit more conservatively as you try to warm the body up. Into Bhujangasana, one more time. Take the seat back, glide forward. Pull with the hands as you're trying to pull it towards you. Pull the elbows towards the body, propel your body forward with more power and ease. Now, out of Uttanasana, lift the seat. Allow the head to drop below the arms. If you're flexible, you can try to get your forehead to the ground. Now the right foot steps forward. Move the whole body forward so the shoulders come over the fingertips. If it's difficult, lower the back knee. Right hand can push the foot forward. Feet together, Uttanasana. Come right up to standing. And then back home, hands to the heart. Go up and back. Don't worry about the breath. Breathe naturally with the body. The breath will follow and deliver more power and ease to the movements. Left foot back into a lunge, into the high plank, knees down. Again, the seat goes all the way back. Come forward. Put yourself in the body of the snake. Imagine kind of boundless range of motion. Come all the way back. Come forward. Be regal and wise, fierce and fearless. Tap into all the divine qualities of what you're representing. Take the seats back one more time. 3 times blast out for all those who can imitate the forms at every level, physically, mentally, and spiritually. On Mukha Savasana, lift the feet, soften the line of the back, the head drops below the arms. And then the left foot steps to the hands. Feet together, Uttanasana, chest on the sides, head down. Push your seat up, try to get your seat right over your heels. All the way up to standing. And come back home. Go up and back. Keep on being a witness, watching the body moving gracefully. Uttanasana, right foot back, back knee down. See yourself in a practice you're trying to tame, and then perhaps the body will realize what you see in your imagination. Knees, chest, forehead down this time. As you're coming through, hips come off the ground, knees come off the ground. Charge the legs, upward facing dog. Stay here for a moment. Pulse. Imagine trying to fold the body in half. But try not to make any big folds across the lower back or the back of the neck. No breaks in the line of energy. Back into Adho Mukha Svanasana. Here again, take a moment to just feel at the pose. Think the heart between the shoulder blades. Try not to bend the arms. Look like a dog stretching its back. And now the right foot steps forward to the hands. Move the shoulders forward over the fingertips so that the foot lands softly. No big heavy footfalls again. Feet together, Uttanasana. Come right up to standing and then back home. Again, raise your arms up. With practice, with anchor determination, the body learns to move efficiently. It learns lots of tricks. Left foot back. Use your own tricks to enter into the poses in the most easy, efficient way possible. Knees, chest, forehead down. Swing right into upward facing dog. Hips and knees away from the ground again if you can. Look, just imagine a dog howling at the moon. Try to create that image. Again, try to see yourself in that form. Back into Adho Mukha Svanasana next. Embody the loyalty of the dog to his master. Soften the line in the back. Now getting ready. Left foot comes forward to the hands. Back knee down, drop down to the seat. And then the feet come together. Press the chest against the legs. The forehead close or maybe against the shins if your legs are perfectly straight. Come all the way up to standing. Reach up and back. Come back home. Pranayama. Go up and back. Stretch the whole front of the body. As you come down, bend your knees. Land your belly on your thighs. Push your body into your legs and your hands over your shoulders and up. In the same line as your shoulders maybe and beyond your head a little bit. Possible to try to get your chest lower than the knees. Now the right foot back. Hold your breath as you put your foot back so that it lands softly. Knee down. And then Kapiyasana, raise your arms up, rock your shoulders back and forth, try to stretch the whole front of the body from the toes all the way to the fingertips. Lift the chest up away from the feet. Now come back into high plank. You can do the same entry, knees, chest, forehead down into Ashtanga Namaskara. If you're feeling stronger, take your seat back, pull the elbows into the thighs, body to push in through your toes so you can come through without touching your legs to the ground. Upward facing dog. Back into Adho Mukha Svanasana. Raise your right leg up, three-legged dog, and step the foot between the hands. Back knee down, again, Kapiyasana. Raise your arms up, stretch. Pull the shoulders down away from the ears, keep your arms straight. No bends. Think of a crescent moon shape. It doesn't have any kinks anywhere along the curve. Reach back. And then come forward, belly on your thighs, swing your hands back. Keep your thighs and your chest together as you come down into Uttanasana, feet over the heels if you can. Try not to detach your body from the legs. Come right up to standing, arch back. Hasta Uttanasana, and back home. Reach up. Go down. Think about what every pose is saying. Every pose has a consciousness. Tap into it. This is a gesture of humility here. And now the left foot back. Hold the breath as you slide your foot back. Lower the knee. Push your seat all the way forward towards front heel. Right into Kapiyasana. All transitions seamless, like you're doing a divine dance of love and devotion. Arch back, stretch. And then come back down into the high plank, your entry of your choice into upward facing dog. Or cobra, again, if that's merciful to your abilities. Reach up here, shoulders back. The head high, nose up. Back into Adho Mukha Svanasana. Now the heart to melt, the head to come down below the arms. If you're flexible, maybe the forehead, nose, and maybe the chin eventually come down to the ground. Now the left leg comes up, Ekapada Adho Mukha Svanasana, and step the foot between the hands. Back knee down, flatten up the toes. Kapiyasana. Reach back, stretch. Imagine eventually your index fingers will go right over the toes. If it doesn't happen today, don't worry about it. Just do your best. Keep on moving forward in every way in your practice. Coming forward again, belly on your thighs. Swing your hands behind the back without touching fingers to the ground if you can, and bring the feet together, Uttanasana. Try to get your chest below the knees. Your shoulders are right beside the knees. Uttanasana. Come right up to standing, reach up overhead, arch back. Come back home. We'll do that same sequence again, this time flow from one pose to the next. Reach up and back. Come forward and down. Uttanasana. Push your feet all the way up, the forehead to the shins. If your legs are straight, right foot back. Kapiyasana. And then right back. Plank. Urdhva Mukha Savasana, upward facing dog. Back into Adho Mukha Savasana. Right foot up, three-legged dog, Ekapada, Adho Mukha Savasana. Set the foot between the hands, back knee down. Right up again. Come forward, belly on your thighs, your hands behind the back, and then feet together, Uttanasana, bow down his own humbleness. Come right up to standing, reach up and back. Come back home. Bury your mind deep in the heart, watch body with even more power, grace, and ease. Arch back. Come forward, bend your knees, belly on your thighs, your feet up over your heels, forehead to your shins, perhaps. Left foot back. Back knee down, right up into Kapiyasana. Whatever you don't attain in your lifetime, it will just pick up, and then you'll just pick up in the next one and continue. Bring the seats back, but try to go as far as you can. Go to the edge of potential every time, so you keep on surpassing your edge each time. It moves further and further. Into Adho Mukha Savasana, left leg up, and step the foot between the hands. Reach up and back. Fingers over the toes, maybe someday, and come forward. Swing your hands behind back. Not important. The results are not important. It's the intention and the effort that's most important. Come all the way to standing. Reach up and back. Arch the back. Come back home. Take pause here for a moment. From the heart, inhale from the heart, the love there up into the crown. Hold the breath, send the love in the ground to all beings everywhere, just like the sun that shines down on everything. Exhale back down to the heart, remain established in divine, unconditional love for all beings. And release. Let's continue with some balance poses. Starting off at the back of the mat. Bring arms up to the side. If you can interlace your fingers and open up the palms by bending the wrist. Left foot steps forward. Bend your left knee and bring your right leg up. So we should put the head, the hip, and the toes in the same line, like a letter T shape. If it's too much, you have your hands together, arms again out to the side like a level flying airplane. Now if you want, you can bend your left knee, bring your body down on your thigh, but then lift your head a little bit, bring your right leg up higher as though you were trying to curve your spine. You could do gliding eagle, or if your hands together, toppling tree. Fall towards your toes a little bit, grip the floor, the edges of your feet and the toes. Good. Now bring the hands down to the ground, left hand forward, about 14 or 16 inches in front of your left foot, and then open up to the right. Adho Chandrasana, bring the right leg up higher, turn the whole body sideways. If you can, look up with the hand above you. If it's too much, you can't open up your hip, you can either place a block underneath your hand, short end on the ground, or on the knee. So you can do it from here if you need to. You can always find some variation or modification that works for you. Use your imagination. Now bring the right hand back down. Roll the right hip down so the leg is about level with the head and the hip again. Bring the left shoulder back and left arm up. Revolve Adho Chandrasana. Keep extending through the left foot, the right foot. Straight lines. And then bring the left hand back down. Right foot comes down, and then roll your way up. Keep your head heavy as you come up. Good. Try it on the other side now. Come to the other side, so not facing away. You can bring your hand behind you again, or take your arms up to the side. Right foot forward. Bend your right knee. Pick a point of focus in front and make your body nice and long, like you're lying on the table. From the head to the toes, the same line. You can. You can stay here the whole time, or bend your right knee a little bit, bring your belly on your thigh, bring your hands up, off your back even higher, as much as you can. Bring your head up a little bit, shoulders back, curve your back by bringing your left foot higher. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. And then bring the right hand on the ground. Stay in the fingertips, not too close to the foot, at least 14 or 16 inches away so you can open up a little bit more. And then the left leg comes up higher if you can, left arm comes up. If you can, look at the hand above you. Now bring the left hand down. Graceful transitions. Roll the left hip in. Extend through the right left foot. Turn your body to the right. If it's too much, take your right arm up. You can keep your hand on the seat. If you can, bring the right arm up. Turn your chest completely to the right. And bring the right hand back down. Step the left foot back down. And roll your way up. Charge the body, turn the palms forward. Inhale into the spine, everything you need. All the way up through the spine to the crown. Exhale, send it all throughout your body and all beings everywhere. Share everything. Okay, so now continue with another pose. Let's try ballet pose. Standing on the left foot, take the right foot up. If you're having trouble balancing, you can stand with your hand, your back against the wall, or your left hand on the wall. Take hold of the heel from the inside, thumb behind the heel. Bring the leg out to the right. Try to have your toes and fingers on the same line. Whether it's at the shoulders, you're more flexible, take the foot up higher. Flex the foot, and if you can, look up, embody the grace and the poise and magnificence of a dancer. Good. Now from here, we're going to let go of the foot. So do it slowly so you don't let the foot drop. Hold the breath. And now, bring the leg down, lean a little bit to your left, try not to touch the ground. Bring the right leg all the way up. And turn side as you can see. The left hand comes to the ankle. The index finger along the heel. Bend your left knee and get your belly with your thigh. Keep on bringing the right leg up. If it's too much for your hamstring, you can fold the leg, but press to the base of the toes and start to walk your right hand towards the foot. Eventually, you might be able to get your both hands on the foot, index fingers on either side of the heel. Gaze beyond the toes. Now bring the hands on either side of the left foot. Wrists just in front of the toes, not too far forward. It's going to take a lot of energy if you're jumping. But for now, you can lift the heel, push into the ground with the hands, and then push the heel up, push into rooster toes. You can continue doing this. Roll the upper arm bones inwards, so as if you're trying to hug them, these people underneath your arms. And if you want to try to take a few hops, you can. Press into your hands, lift up through the hips. So you can get your left foot up off the ground. You might be able to eventually go into handstands with your legs. Bend your knees, and this will help keep your balance. Like pressing the base of the toes. Keep pushing into the ground. Good. All right, so try it one more time if you like. As Dharma Ji says, it strengthens the wrists, thickens the bones. Push the base of the toes. And then come back down. From here, tuck your chin in and roll your way up. Let's charge the body up, because that took some effort. Take a deep breath in. Breathe into the spine, everything you need, right up to the ground. Exhale, send down to L beings everywhere. All the energy, feel recharged, feel rejuvenated. Try it on the other side now. So, standing on the right foot, Take hold of the left heel from the inside again. And then take the foot out to the side at whatever height is good for you. If you're more flexible, of course, bring a foot up higher. Lean to your right a little bit so that your toes and fingers stay more or less on the same line. Push through the base of the toes. Every posture and offering. Reflect that in your stance and your pose. And then if you can, hold the breath. Let go of the foot slowly. Engage your leg muscles so the foot doesn't drop. And then bring the foot down. Softly lean to the right. And then prepare for standing split. And turn the side again. Left leg comes up as high as you can. Bend your knees if you need to. Flex through the toes. Flex the foot. Right hand to the foot. Bend your right knee so you can get your belly to stay to your side. And then the other hand walks in closer and closer. If you feel comfortable, ready to do so, hold your breath. So you can get your left hand on the foot as well. Both index fingers on either side of the heel. Gaze just beyond the toes. The hip has to be in line with the heel to keep your balance. And then bring your hands down on either side. Spread your fingers. Make sure your fingers are not together. This won't. It'll be more effective if you spread your fingers. If the middle fingers are facing forward, and really push down to the ground. Again, turn the arm bones, roll the arm bones inwards, like you're turning doorknobs. Fingers facing out a little bit. This helps as well. Imagine holding a newspaper underneath your arm, and again, lift up through the heel. Make sure when you jump that your feet are not coming away from the hands. If your feet start to come back here, it's going to take more effort to come up. It's going to use up a lot of your energy very fast. Bend your knees again. Flex your feet. A little bit easier balance when your legs are split and your legs are bent. Keep your body compact. Hold it as long as you can. Angry determination. Good. Maybe one more. Up. So you can balance. If you go over, no big deal. You train yourself. This is the entry into Urdhva Dhanurasana. Press into your hands, the base of the fingers. And you come back down. Tuck your chin in and roll your way back up. Charge the body again, turn the palms forward. Inhale, breathe into the spine, all the way up to the crown. Exhale, send it all the way throughout the body. Share it with all beings. Good. So let's continue. Stand in the middle of the mat, facing the long edge of the mat. Fingertips in line with the elbows at the height of the shoulders. Jump or walk your feet apart. Go to your left. Left foot turns forward. Bend your left knee if you're flexible. Go a little bit lower. Try to get your knee over the toes. Turn your chest fully sideways. Look with the front fingers. Embody all the qualities of a warrior. The courage, the determination, the power. Swing your right arm up. Virabhadrasana 1. Look up. Show the devotion of the warrior. They're always ready to protect. If you can't turn your hip, your right hip's still turning to the right. You can lift the back heel. If it's too much, lower the knee down on the ground. You can, again, just go to the extent that you can. Don't go to a place of pain or anxiety or suffering. This is not what you want to transmit. Now from here, lift the back heel if it's not already. Right arm stays up, angle the toe and knee towards the right. Bring the right arm all the way down to the outside of the leg. So you want to try to get your armpit to the outside of the knee. If the back shoulder pressing against the knee, left hand pushes your right. You don't stay there. You push hard so the belly comes higher in the thighs, so the chest comes behind your thumbs. And then turn to your left. Take your left shoulder all the way back, look up. Keep the back knee lifted. Don't sag through the knee or the hips. If it's too much, the back knee comes down if you can't keep the balance. If you want to take a bind, push your seat back so you have more room. This is why you want to have your armpit on your knee. Your elbow comes down further, and then you kind of slide your arm underneath You have to you can use your left hand to guide the hand through. Left arm then goes over your back. Join your hands together underneath your belly. And then if you can, you lift the back knee up again. All the progressions. Use the practice, constant practice will earn you lots of tips. Now break the pose. Bring the knee down, Kapiyasana. Bring your arms back, rock your shoulders back, arch the back. Try to get your index fingers again over the toes. If you're flexible, you can bring your hands down behind your head. See if you can bring your right foot up. And see if you can find the foot. Or you can do a swan pose. You turn to the right hand slides to the foot. And if you can, bring the foot up. You can either rest against the inside of the right arm, arms extended in Kuntasana, spear pose, or lean towards the foot comes to shoulders. So when the fingers close to ears, your left hand can take the right hand more easily. Lock your fingers and push the foot away from your shoulders, the last thing. Think of a swan's neck. There's no sharp bends in the neck, but smooth lines. Break the pose, get away from lizard. Your left foot moves out to the edge of the mat. Lift the back knee up and just rock back and forth, pushing off the roots of your toes. Try to get your hips to sink. Push back to the right foot one more time, lower the knee, and see if you can fall to the right. Get on the right form if your hips are low enough, and then go to the left. If your hips are too high, stay in the hands, but keep on pushing your hips towards the ground. Think of a cobra pose. When the hips are anchored down, eventually the rest of the body will follow if you keep on lengthening. Telescope your body out of the hips. If you're flexible, bring your chest right down on the ground. Left shoulder on the foot, arms out to the side or over the foot, underneath the leg from the outside, and join your hands over your back. All these are options. Fix your gaze. What's most important, no matter what, regardless of where you are in your practice, try to find the stillness of the mind. Once the body stops fidgeting, then you might have more an opportunity to find that stillness. Now break the pose. Come back onto the hands. Ardha Hanumanasana. Push your seats back. Lift the toes up. Bow to leg. Your hip is over the back knee. If you're flexible, maybe your palms will come right down. The chest will come, the belly will come on the thigh. The chest maybe goes towards and beyond the knee. You can rest your left cheek on your left inside of the shin. If this is very easy, keep on hinging your hips forward like you're doing a lunge again. The toes come back in line with the knee, bend the toes under on the back foot, and start to slide your left foot forward. So try not to stay down. Bring your hands back, and then pulse. Do it mindfully, not hard, not in an aggressive way. Eventually, maybe your seat will sink right down. Hanumanasana. Represent that leap that Hanuman took. It's as much of a leap of faith as it is a leap of physical leap. The body, the courage, the devotion, and the faith of Hanuman. Anything is possible. Now break the pose. From here, lean to your left a little bit. Bring your left foot in so that it's, if you can, on the same line as the knee. If it's too much, you bring your foot a little bit closer to the right hip. Just shift from side to side. Try to get both sides of your seat down evenly. Then you take the foot with the right hand and slide your left hand forward. Try not to tip to one side. Both sides of the body equally anchored down, both sides of the hips. And then your right hand come forward, come into pigeon. It's the expression of surrender, humility, abject surrender to the service. back. This time we're going to pull the foot in closer to the seat. Upright pigeon, take your hands on the seat, pull down with the hands and push up the fingertips so you're creating a nice smooth, no wrinkles underneath your hands. Pull the elbows back, allow the head to drop back. If you're an advanced practitioner, you can do whatever you want here. Other variations, you can bring the right foot up. See if you can take hold of the foot. King pigeon, Rajakapotasana. Both hands to the foot. If you know it, of course, go ahead. Next variation, take your left arm on behind your back and hold the foot from behind. Now break the pose. Right into Vasisthasana from here. So I have another variation for advanced practitioners. If you can take the foot, you keep hold of the foot. You turn to your left, press into your hands, push into the outer edge of that right foot, and then see if you can get your hips up. So you're coming into, you're staying with your band lotus. So you can do this pose. If that's not accessible, you just press into high plank, and then you keep your ankles cross your leg, come into side plank. Left hand up. You're turning to your left. Good. Now come back to high plank. From here, the left foot comes between your hands, and you swing your body so it's between the legs again, and come all the way up. Turn to the right. Virabhadrasana 2. If you can't see the screen, just turn around 180 degrees. All the transitions smooth. Keep on moving like the witness, unbothered. Always the same temperament, unchanging, unjudging. Into Virabhadrasana 1, bring the left arm up over the head, look up, so to say, I'm yours, grant me higher devotion again. Always. Always have a strong desire to serve. Now get ready for Parivita Paschimottanasana. Lift the back heel. Angle the toe maybe towards the left. Push it out of the way with your right hand so you can get your left arm down. Again, your Parivita Paschimottanasana. Right hand pushes your left. Push hard. The belly comes hard in the thighs and the chest comes up to meet the thumbs. And then roll the right shoulder back. If you're flexible, take the bind. If you need to take your left knee down, go ahead. Push the right shoulder back. Keep seeing yourself in the practice you're trying to attain. One day the body will obey. But no attachment to the results, because that makes the mind restless. No expectation. Now from here, release. Bring the left knee down. Kapayasana. Smooth transition from one to the next, like a shapeshifter moving to your forms. Arch the back, lift the chest. If you want, you can do your poses, your variations. You can turn to your left if you like. Bring the left foot up. Into Kuntasana, you just push the foot against the inside of the left elbow. Or you bring your foot close to your shoulder, lean towards the foot, left fingertips come towards the ear. And then lock your fingers together, and then turn your wrist away into swan. Another way to get into the other one with your leg to your foot, your head. You reach across the face, take hold of the toes from above, allow the head to drop back, and then move the foot over to the right on top of your head. You have to keep your seat all the way down, so you don't lose your balance. Break the pose. Remember, these variations are not important if you don't attain them. It has nothing to do with self-realization. What is important is to experience all the forms to the best extent that you can. Do your best. The right foot moves out to the edge of the mat, rock back and forth. And push out to the left foot one more time, lower the knee. If your hips are low enough, drop down onto your left hip. Otherwise, stay in your hands and keep sinking your hips down. The more you lengthen, the more you stretch the body on the hips, the more the body will come closer to the ground. Roll to the right, roll the sides of the hips down. Make sure that the right hip is not way higher than the other one. push the right side of the seat down. If you want, you can go into lizard. You try to get your back lower than your knee. If your chest is on the ground, you can take your variations as you like. Arms up to the side, or take a bind over your back. Keep the knee close to the shoulder. And just be still like a lizard, sunning itself on a warm earth. When you put yourself in a place where that body is at ease, you too will find ease. Break the pose, come back onto the hands, Ardha Hanumanasana. Your seat goes back over the back knee, lift the toes up on the front foot, bounce the leg. Take your attention to the base of the spine. The length of the base spine all the way to the ground. You can move your left foot out to the right a little bit, if that helps with balance. Keep the back neck, free of wrinkles, extend the neck. Now you can stay here, this is already your edge, or move into Hanumanasana. Your left toes in line with your knee, and start to slide your right foot forward. Imagine you're doing a lunge, Anjali-asana, and then bring your hands back alongside your hips, and keep pushing out through the base of the toes, the back foot and the heel of the front foot, pushing the base of the toes as well. And then give yourself more power. But again, not hard and fast. If you're all the way down, you can take any variation you like. Open yourself up to divine grace. Keep your right hip in line with your left hip. Push your left hip forward, right hip back. And then release. So lean to the right a little bit and bring the right foot in. At the Pranayama flexibility, either the same line as the knee or the foot comes in close to the hip. So then just rock back and forth a few times, try to get your seat, both sides of your seat anchored down evenly. Take your left hand to the foot and start to slide your right hand forward. And once your belly, eventually your chest may come onto your leg, your left hand can come forward as well. Roll the left hip down. If you find you're still heavy on the right side, tip towards the right, pour more weight into your left side. Be curious like a witness, just watching everything with no attachments again to results. Just do your best. Now, come back. Coming into upright pigeon, bring the foot in a little bit closer, a little bit easier, especially taking other variations. You can stay here, of course. Hold down on the seat, push up the fingertips, and arch your back. Bring your head all the way back, so you're trying to get the back head to rest on the seat. If you want to take other variations, take the foot from the outside, press the base of the thumb is the base of the toes, other fingers around the outside of the toes, the foot to the head, or the right arm behind the back. Take hold of the foot. Break the pose, and if you want to try the variation here of the balanced lotus Vasisthasana, you can do this. You have to hold the foot, lean towards, go to the left, push into your left hand, the edge of the left foot, and push your hips away from the ground. Lift your hip, and then open up. If again it's too much, just come into your regular Vasisthasana, or if you know other variations, you can do them here. So if you want, you can come into, slide your right toes back, come into wild things. So again, use your imagination to carry you into the poses. Use your breath to guide you until you move through and take the knee up. If you can bring the right foot off the ground, you may bring the foot. Wherever you are is perfect if you're offering up. Now break the pose. Come back into plank. Lower the knees down. Supta Virasana. Sit. You can either sit on your heels or bring your hands behind you and walk your hands back as far as you can. If you're more flexible and you can sit between your feet, you can come down lower, perhaps. Try to keep your thighs together. So you can maybe, if you can, come onto your elbows. Those you can, come right down onto your back. And you can take hold of your opposite elbows over the head. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Relax. Allow the back of the body to melt, sink into the ground. Now getting ready to come back. Press into the feet with your hands if you're on the ground. Push into your elbows. Lift your shoulders up off the ground. Tuck your chin in and lift your weight back up. Sukha Gomukhasana. The right arm up. Bring the right hand down the center of the back. Use the left hand to push the elbow up higher and further back behind the head. Anchor in place at the back of the head. If you can, bring your left arm behind and hold your hands back there. Try to get your elbows in the same line. So the elbows should not be on the sides. Try to get the right elbow right behind the head, center of the head, and the left elbow underneath it. Push into the back of the heart, lean back a little bit. Imagine you're just offering the heart up from underneath, like a gift. And it is a gift. Your love is a gift to all beings. Keep on sharing it. Drop your shoulders down. Keep the face soft. And big. Shake out the shoulders a little bit. Go on the other side. Left arm up. Push the elbow up high. Push it back behind the head. And then hand comes between your shoulder blades. Try to get your hands down as far as possible down the back. And then if you like, your right hand come. And if you don't have any shoulder issues, you can bring the right hand up and hold your hands. No forcing, no straining, no going to the place of pain and strain. Think of what you're putting out there again. Offer up the best of the sensations, the best of the benefits. Each inhale, rise up higher. With the exhale, pull down a little bit more, but don't let the body drop into your hips. Break the pose. Shake it out. Next pose is headstand. If you know how to get to headstand, don't need to wait. Go ahead. If you need a little bit more guidance, then a few things you can do. So this one is good if you don't like a lot of pressure on the head. Take hold of your opposite elbows. Make sure they're in front of underneath your shoulders, and then don't move your elbows. Move your hands forward. Interlace your fingers. Place your head between your palms, and lift your seat. Walk your feet closer to the elbows as much as you can, and you can just lift both heels and drop them down. So go as high as you can and get as close to your elbows as you can with your feet. The more your feet come close to your elbows and the seat comes over your shoulders, your feet will eventually want to leave the ground. You get a sense of lightness and your feet might want to come up by themselves. But at least keep one foot on the ground when you're starting, bring one foot behind you, keep your foot close to your seat again so you're compact, flex the foot so that you're always keeping your core muscles engaged. And then eventually you can push through the foot that's behind you more and more, push into the forearms, and then so you can get your right foot up off the ground, peel your toes away from the ground. If you find a chair or a wall, even better. Okay, so then you'll be able to get the foot up higher at the same height as the foot that's behind you. You want to eventually have your feet at the same level. So you start with your heels against the wall, your shoulders or the base of the chair, your elbows underneath your shoulders again. Make sure your legs are bent when you come onto your chair or the wall. The foot's about the height of the hip if you're on a wall, or on the base of the seat of the chair. Other leg goes behind you, and again, pull your toes away from the seat or the wall. Push into the forearms. You can do this also, requires a little more strength of the forearms, but if you're finding too much pressure on the head, you can lift your head up off the ground. You can start your head up off the ground, by the way. You don't have to try to lift it up. Keep going. Those of you who are in heads down comfortably, you can do whatever you want now. You can try to come onto one arm. You can switch your hands around. Advanced practitioners, go ahead. Now, another couple of minutes or so, one more or a couple more options. Easier to balance sometimes. Start with your hands in child's pose, start your fingertips, align your knees, and move them out far beyond the edges of the mat. And then from here, walk your feet towards your hands, between your hands, and bring one foot back. So then you can lift your heel again, push through the base of the toes. It's easier balance because you have a big distance between your hands and the head, a nice wide base, not beside your head. Fingers facing away, and in front we can see them. The arms are more than 90 degrees, so a little bit far away. And then you have more chance to find a balance. Okay, you can just pull your toes away from the ground to start, just to get the sensation. And one last one. Hands. Again, align your knees, teddy bear. Just bring your feet behind your wrists. Rest just on the knees against your elbows. And just slip your toes away from the ground. And then you can bring your feet up higher. Keep your pressure on your hands and your head. More pressure on the head for this one. But press firmly into your hands. And that'll take a little bit of weight. Good. Now take your time to come down slowly, no rush. No hard landings again. Control the descents. Bring your seat back behind your hips. Bring your seat back behind your shoulders, I should say, and then come down. Softly. Breathe in. Breathe out. Relax everything. And slowly make your way up. Swing your legs out from down in front. Scooch forward so that you have some back behind you. And you get ready to come into plow. Again, graceful transition. Bring your legs up as your feet come up. Bring your hands to your back and your feet go behind the head. Keep your hands on the back so that your feet you don't fall back down. Now you can just stay here for a moment. Try to get your hips higher over your shoulders. Take for a moment to just push gently into the back. Again, not hard. Be mindful of your limitations. Making your way into Shalingasana next if you feel okay to do so. Bring your hands behind your back, pull them all the way back behind you so that you can't see them from in front. Join your wrists together so your elbows come close together. And then, without moving your elbows, bring your hands on your back, and then you will be able to get your legs up higher. One leg at a time, come up with your legs over your head. Try to have a straight line from the toes all the way down to the chin. You don't have your arms all the way back behind your back, or if you have to keep your legs at an angle, or knees bent close towards your forehead. Still perfect. Go to a place where you can find stillness. If you have a lotus, do it now. Full lotus, not half. And when you have a lotus, try to get your knees higher than the hips. Bring hands to your hips, thighs to start, push into your thighs. Try to keep your knees higher. And keep your hands on the back if you need to. All the attention now is placed to your eyebrows. Nothing to do, nowhere to go but deeper within, beyond the body, the mind, and emotions. Every chance you get in the postures, bring the mind into quietness. Meditate. Merge with the form. Find God in the form. Now from here, if you have a lotus, you can go into Pindasana. If you know that one, embryo, bring the lotus towards your body. If you can take your bones, and go ahead, wrap your arms around the outside of the legs, And join your hands underneath your seat. If you don't have a lotus, go back to plant pose. The feet come behind your head. And if you want, you can either do Karnapidasana or keep your legs extended. Karnapidasana, your thighs come against your body, your knees on either side of the head. Maybe eventually your knees will come to the ground and from your shoulders. Withdraw from your senses. Try not to be distracted by whatever's coming in through the sense organs, the eyes and the ears. Shut them out, these distractions. Now we're going to get ready to come out to the pose. Bring your hands behind your back, palms down. Try to move your hands closer and closer so your thumb and tips are touching, your index fingers are touching. Lower down slowly. Your legs stay connected to your body for as long as possible. Eventually, when your legs are coming down, the seat will come down on the wrists. Come down until you're halfway and then stop. Push your shoulders up off the ground. Bring your elbows closer down behind and towards one another behind the heart. Lift the chest. The top leg comes down. Fish pose. Now, if this is too much, bring your legs all the way down to the ground. If you want, flying fish, take your arms out from underneath. Bring your hands over your legs, same angle as your legs, your palms together. Breathe very fast through the nose, like a sniffing dog. Bring the feet down close to your seat. Keep your head where it is if you can. Urdhva Dhanurasana. Take your fingertips on either side of the head, fingers facing away, and then lift your back up off the ground. Your seat comes up. Push in your fingertips, send your head a little bit closer in towards your feet, then turn your hands around. Your fingers are facing towards the heels, turn slightly outwards. You can stay here with your head on the ground or push into your hands, hold your breath, and get your head up off the ground. Push hard. If this is too much, do bridge pose. Your bridge pose, your seat is up, your back of the head is on the ground, and you're pressing your shoulders and your arms into the ground. Just like so. Good. Those who are in Urdhva Dhanurasana, stay up a little bit longer, lift up the heels, rock back and forth, try to get your chest in front of your arms. Good. Angry determination. Build your stamina, build your strength. And then come back down softly. Once you're on the ground, take a deep breath in. Exhale, imagine you fainted. Let go of all fatigue, all stress. And now from here, we're going to come into seated pose. Just a minute. Roll up to seated. Right into Konasana. Your feet on the edges, on the young edges of the mat, just on either side. About 2 feet apart. And then slide your head underneath, your arms underneath, take hold of the feet from the inside, close to your heels. Try to get your back lower than your shoulders lower than the knees. So you have to pull on the heels and push the elbows out beyond the legs. And try to get your belly, eventually maybe the forehead will come down. Eventually maybe the shoulders, the chest, eventually the belly. If your shoulders are already lower than the knees, you can go into Kurmasana. You bring your arms behind your back. Your hands are facing back. Allow the legs to just press into the arms, close to the shoulders, not too close to the elbows. Bring them a little bit closer. Your feet might want to come a little bit inside of the mat a little bit. And try to get eventually your belly right down. Make the back look like a tortoise shell, very large, very long, that encompasses the whole body of the tortoise. From the base of the spine, inhale up to the crown. Exhale back to the base of the spine and feel how the shoulder blades will fall away from one another. If your elbows are free, You can take your hands over your back and join them together for the bind. Ensure again that you can remain steady and comfortable in the pose so that you can bring the mind into a meditative state. Continue your meditation. Very deep concentration is ultimately samadhi. When you find divine union with God, concentrating very, very hard on God. And then you merge with the divine. Now come back from that pose, break the pose. From here, bench pose. Open up your feet a little bit, about 10 inches, toes pointing out, fingers facing oriented outwards as well. And then push your hips up. Try get your hips on the same line as the knees and shoulders, and then lift your chest up high on the shoulders. Allow the head to drop back, be very fast. Lower the seat down. Compass pose. Left leg goes out, right foot comes up, and just swing the leg back and forth like a hinge, door on a hinge. These are all exercises to improve your flexibility. Eventually you'll be able to get your leg behind your head. Take your foot with both hands and push the knee all the way back behind your body if you can, underneath your arm. And bring your right arm if you can. Push your knee all the way back as far as you can so you can get the right arm in front of your leg, underneath your knee. Push into the back of the knee. Now see if you can lift your heel all the way up. Try not to hunch forward. If you need, you can use a strap. Wrap the strap on the foot. Give yourself a little bit of slack so that you can get your foot up straighter, your leg up straighter. If you can use your hand. Left hand goes across the top of the front of the foot, holds the outside of the foot. The right hand comes a little bit behind your seat, fingers facing away. Push your leg all the way back behind your body. Now if you have the flexibility, tuck your chin in. Push in the back knee so the knee comes up behind the shoulder, and then tuck your chin in. You might be able to get your leg behind your head. If you're flexible, you can go ahead. Otherwise, you stay with any variation of your compass pose. So those again who are more advanced, you can take your hands now in front of your seat. Bend your knee, push into your hands, get your seat up. Hold your breath so you can get your leg up off the ground. Your seat up off the ground. If you don't have your leg behind your head, hang your leg over your arm, close to your shoulder. Really squeeze it from behind and in front. Push your heel in towards your body. Lean forward, your hands in front of your seat, and straighten your arms. Shoulders over the fingertips. Hold your breath so you can get your foot up. If you cross your feet, it's easier. Hook your feet, lean forward, hold your breath, and so you can get your seat up off the ground. Just straighten your arms. And you can push your feet out to the side as well. Astabhakrasana. And come back down. As Dharmaji says, not important. Just things you can try. If you don't try anything, you stay stagnant in your practice in 20 years, you're still in the same place in your practice, and then you lose your enthusiasm. So push into your foot and push it behind your body again. And then see if you can get your left arm in front of your leg. Push into the back of the knee and see if you can either push the heel up, take a strap again, or take your hand to the foot, turn your left fingertips out, and hold the outside of the foot, and then see if you can use your shoulder to push your leg back behind your body. Get your leg as far back as possible. And then it makes it easier if you want to take the foot behind your head. Tuck your chin in, pull the foot towards the right, and see if you can get your foot back there. Otherwise, continue with your compass pose. And if you want to do the arm balance, any variation, go ahead. Put your leg behind your head, you place your hands on your side of your hips, push your hands, lean forward, and push your seat up. Hold your breath, Mula Bandha, and get your foot above the ground, your seat above the ground. Otherwise, you hang your arm over your leg over the arm, close to the shoulder, hug again, bend your knee a lot. So you're hugging from the front and behind, hands a little bit in front of your seat. If you're beside your seat, you won't be able to get off the ground. You have to give yourself a little bit of room. So you lean forward, pushing your hands, you can straighten your arms. And then hold your breath so you can get your foot off the ground or cross your ankles. Start with your seat on the ground, cross your ankles, flex your feet, so you can get your seat up off the ground. Again, use your physics. The more the body's compact, the more it's easier to move. And then you can push your feet out if you like. And then come back. Release, shake out your legs. Come onto your back. Onto your back on your front, sorry. Hands underneath the shoulders, forehead to the ground. Get ready for Cobra. Cobra. Bhujangasana. Roll your shoulders back and start to make your way up. Depending on your flexibility, you can stay lower, you can stay sphinx if you like. Hold the edge of the mat and tug your mat. Try to pull the mat, stretch the mat, push your chest forward away from your seat. Eventually, you may be able to lift your elbows up off the ground, keep rolling your head back. Don't lose your neck, keep your neck long. Eventually, move your hands closer and closer. As you're approaching the shape of a cobra, your feet come together like the tail of a snake. Come up higher. Move your hands closer and closer. Stretch the whole front of the body. Eventually, the whole trunk from the top of the legs up is up off the ground. You can even come onto your fingertips. Stay a little bit longer. Stay in a pose. Surrender to the pose. Try to get your hands as close to your body on either side of your hips. Open up your feet. Push into your fingertips. Get your head up. Bend your knees. Try to get imagine you're holding socks behind your knees. Squeeze them so they don't fall out. And then bring your toes up. Eventually, maybe you'll touch your toes there. Break the pose. Come back down. Relax. Foot on the hands. Breathe in. Breathe out. Now from here, send your hands. Come up. Standing on your knees. Bend the toes under. Rabbit pose. Essentially, it's the same as Dhanurasana, except doing another orientation. Bend the toes under. Hands on the seat. Push into your seat. Lean back if you can, if you feel comfortable. Try to get your shoulders behind your feet if you can. And as comfortable, do so. Bring the right hand to the right heel, left hand to the left heel. Bring heels together. Lock the baby fingers together and push your hips all the way forward so it's only about to fall on your thighs. Bring your head back. If this is too much, keep your hands on your seat. Stay more upright. Your hips in line with your knees. And your chest is up. Go according to your condition. Pull on the heels a little bit more. Allow your hips to fall forward so the hips are very, very heavy. Your thighs falling towards the ground. And then push into heels, come back, shoulders behind your feet. One hand at a time to your seats. Push into your seat, pull down, and come back up. Hinge your seat back onto your heels. Child's pose, forehead down. And just hammer on the back. From here, slide forward onto your belly, same pose. Bow pose, Dhanurasana, to hold the ankles. And then lift your chest up. You can either stay with your thighs on the ground, or if it's too much, you can roll onto one side, the right side. Makes it a little bit easier. Or if you can, pull on the legs. Try to get your feet higher than the head. You have to pull on the legs. Flex your feet. Can rock a little bit. Pull on your feet. Roll forward towards your chin. Come all the way back onto your knees. Come up a little bit higher. Advanced practitioners, if you want to take the overhand, the full bow pose, you can. So you take your foot on the outside, lift one foot, turn the elbow forward, try to make sure your elbow's higher than the shoulder, and the other foot comes up the same way. Once you have one foot, it's a little bit easier to take the other one. Make sure you protect your joints. Don't move your joints in strange ways that will hurt them. Be mindful in practice. Stay a little bit longer. And break the pose. Relax. Forehead and the hands. Breathe in. Breathe out. Come back to seated pose. Bring your legs in front. Feet together. Make sure one doesn't come in front of the other. One heel, none in front of the other. Left hand the outside, the shin, right hand behind the back, center of the back. Don't lean back. Keep your body straight. Push into the lower back. Inhale, lift the chest. Turn to the right. Turn chest all the way as much as you can. Your shoulders stay back. Again, if your heel, one heel comes from the other, push the foot that's behind forward to meet it. Both sides, just see the anchor down. Over your back shoulder. Okay. Now just the eyes turn, whole torso twist. Go to the other side. Imagine you can see right through your skin, and the skin is, you can see the spine spiraling upwards. Sometimes these visualizations help you go deeper. Break the pose, come down onto your back. Open up your feet, come down. And then just allow everything to sink, relax. Learn to relax instantly. Let go of all tension, let go of all effort. Imagine the best is arriving now, so you have to give space. You have to allow it to happen by being receptive physically, mentally, and spiritually. Let go of all tension, physical tension. Relax, all the muscles feel as though they've dissolved. Allow the body to sink down. Mentally remove all barriers. Just allow yourself to receive. Be grateful for everything that you receive. Imagine it's coming from all beings around you who are doing the same thing as you are. And continue to share as well. Everything that we have is meant to be shared. Spiritually, make yourself receptive as well. Think yourself as a conduit to project love and compassion and wisdom everywhere. Everything that we need to help us to grow and evolve. Remember, there's an equal portion of God in every being. Which is without form, without shape, because its nature is infinite. It's everywhere. We too are everywhere. emotion anchored in your mind and heart of offering everything up to all beings. See God in all forms, and so we want to offer everything we have to God who gives us so much. And we have to continue to do that in our day-to-day lives. So now, prepare to come back to seated position so you can carry out that mission of radiating your love and light to all beings everywhere. Come back to seated position. Always in a way that is gentle, that is reverent, that is quiet, and soft. We'll close with Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Instill the peace within and send it to all beings everywhere. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Be receptive to the grace of God. All's within. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining. If you need to do more Shavasana, of course, I invite you to do this. This will help you further integrate the benefits. Dharma G also has a class, the Yoga Nidra 11:30, very, very beneficial on DYC, the Dharma Yoga Center Zoom. Much love to all of you. Thank you and have a wonderful day. See you soon.